I just realized one of the pineapples is missing from my earring.
Are we sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin. Hello, it's Becca here. How are you doing? Today I'm filming chapter 2, part 2 of my musical theatre audition series. I've done a video on my experience auditioning for MGA Academy, so if you want to check that out first, I'll have the link below. And today we're going to talk about my experience auditioning for Mountview. So without further ado, grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, whatever.
Here, I thought I'd show you my mug.
Okay, so I applied for the MA Musical Theatre course at Mountview in London, which I had a really good experience. That was my first audition and I was petrified, but I think out of all the auditions, that one went the best. So again, like my other video, I'm going to have the same kind of format, so if you're only interested in one thing, there are timestamps linked below. Cool, so we're going to begin with the application process. I think their deadline is like the 31st of March. You just do it online. It's filling out a form for all the obvious things, your name, where you live, and then it goes into stuff like your experience, qualifications, vocational qualifications. They ask for a personal statement as well, but I think if I remember, they worded it like, why do you want to study in Mountview? I think there was a word limit for that, so you can just put in, again, I think I put in like 4,000 characters, like a UCAS personal statement. The great thing about Mountview is that they actually travel for their auditions. So I'm pretty sure they do this every year, but they will go to quite a few of the major cities. So obviously I originally signed up for the audition in Edinburgh. I actually got so ill the day before my audition. So annoying, and I know why I got ill is because I was getting so worked up about it all. I was so nervous. I had watched all these sort of videos. I don't know, like, as well as these prepare you, you never know what it's actually going to be like until you're there. But that leads me on to my next point, that they are great at rescheduling auditions. So I emailed them, I was super apologetic, and yeah, they were really good about it. And they gave me another date, but of course they were like, you obviously have to come to London. So I went to London. I also just want to say, even though this is for the master's course, I'm pretty sure it's super similar to their BA audition day, except like a few things. I think they do recalls differently. In terms of what you're asked to prepare, I think it is pretty much the same. So yeah, my audition ended up being, I think it was a couple weeks later, so I had to book my flight and a hotel. I wanted to stay as close as I could to the school in Peckham, because that's where the new Mountview building is. And since it was kind of an early call time, there was absolutely no way I was going to be traveling at that time in the morning. So if I remember correctly, call time was 9:30, because I always like to wake up quite early so that your voice has time to properly warm up. A good breakfast, boring stuff like that. I think I got there for maybe like 10 to 9. There were so many more people there than I was expecting. I thought it was really early. Mountview, the building's quite cool. Nice ladies at the reception, just that I was there for an audition day. And yeah, they take you through. They gave us wee name badges with a number. And then we went up to a rehearsal room upstairs. And I think there were about 30 of us, so quite a big group. Yeah, not too crazy, so that was nice. Then when we were in the room, it was like a typical scene from a movie. You're warming up and people are doing all their stretches and blah, 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 blah. And yeah. When it got to 9:30, I feel really bad, I can't remember his name, but this guy came in and he warmed us all up basically, and later on he ended up being all of our accompanists. He was my accompanist in the singing audition. There we go. Yeah, so he was so cool, super friendly. We started with just warming up the body, so that was quite fun. Just your typical like jogging on the spot kind of things, jumping. blah blah blah. And then we did a big group warm-up of the vocals. I just worded that really weirdly, but you get what I mean. I remember exactly what we did, but it was just really, really standard warm-ups. Oh yeah, they asked us who considers themselves quite a confident dancer. It was like, if you're a confident dancer, go stand at that end of the room. If you're not so much of a confident dancer, you're the end of the room. Yeah, this happens in musical theatre auditions, about 3 people walk over. And then after words of encouragement and everything, quite a few more people walked over. Actually, once the 2 groups were a bit more even, they were like, right, confident dancers, you're doing dance first. So I stayed as a not confident dancer because I'm not. In my group, we were going to do singing and acting first. And so instantly I was kind of like, oh, dang it, because I'd always rather do dancing first just because it loosens you up completely. And my singing voice is never good in the morning. Never. However, this particular day went okay, so I can't complain too much. Yeah, when that happened, they took the dancers away, goodbye. We would see them later on in the day. Then they took our group, and I believe they asked us to line up in number order from whoever was left. I think they literally just split us in half, and they were like, first group, you're going to do singing first, second group, you're going to do acting. So I was in the acting group. Okay, now time for the acting audition.
I'm going to check my washing, hang on.
So I've just got notes up on my laptop here with just the details of what we were asked to prepare, because Mountview were quite specific, so I just want to make sure I get it right. Also, just something to bear in mind is that my handbook I got for the Edinburgh audition was different to the handbook I got for the London audition. Not by that much difference, like you still had to prepare the same stuff, but it was like the structure of the day was different, and recalls were not on the same day in the Edinburgh audition. You're asked to prepare 1 monologue from a play written after 1997, so that's really specific. Thing whenever you get a brief like this is follow it, because you'll just annoy them if you sort of bend the rules a bit. It asks for 1 classical speech in verse, bracket, not prose, and that was written prior to 1800. The monologues I did, my contemporary one was Many Moons by Alice Birch, and then my classical monologue was from the Shakespeare play Othello, and it was just a monologue by Amelia. They also give you a list of characters to avoid, so I'm not going to read that out, but yeah, make sure you, again, avoid those characters. They also have other rules, like it can't be from a film, obviously, or a TV show, and has to be shorter than 2 minutes. Oh, and it has to be in your native accent. Okay, so now I'm going to get into actually what happened during the acting audition. So we went through into another room. There were 2 people on the panel. We started with basically like I say basically so much. We started with a mini workshop. One of the judges on the panel basically just walked us through it. So it started with literally just you walking around a room. It was really short and really random. Yeah, it was just to get us all loosey-goosey. And then she asked us to say the first line from our monologue, from either monologue, and then she asked us to say it in different ways. And we'd all do this at the same time. So it was just like this big random bit of noise. That was literally it for the workshop. Then we got ready to perform our monologues. So they told us that they only want to hear 1. And so you can pick. Whereas sometimes I've heard that they'll be like, okay, we want to hear your contemporary one, or we want to hear your classical one. A bit of advice, in my opinion, is just prepare both monologues as much as you can, as equally as you can. I think I regret my choice. I went for my contemporary one just out of being scared. Shakespearean language is obviously not what I speak in everyday life. I'm just not that familiar with it, and I would have just felt more comfortable doing a contemporary one. They sat us all down, the panel were here, and then we were sitting on either side of them, and then we were all just looking out onto the stage where the person would be reciting their monologue. And we literally just went in number order. I think I was like halfway. Some people were so good. Honestly, I really do like auditions like that because it's educational. You're watching other people, and I've found monologues that I have then gone to use later on because I've loved the performance. So in terms of direction, I think they said aim for above our heads. Oh, I forgot to mention, in terms of what I was wearing, I went to the audition in my dancewear because I think they said it in the handbook, come in your dancewear. It was a bit annoying that in my acting audition, like, I didn't feel like I had enough time to change, so I was just doing my audition in my leotard. I think I quickly threw on a hoodie, but it was annoying because I had like a little audition dress and stuff. If you want to change, that's completely fine, just do it as soon as you find a little like time gap. Yeah, that was pretty much the acting audition. We all did one monologue and then they said, thank you very much. They were going to have a wee discussion and we're going to invite a couple of people back into the room to like redirect them or ask for their other monologue. This was happening, we just went down the hall and there was a nice little like lounge area. I was not asked to go back into the room. Never read into these things too much. If you're asked to do it again, if you're not, because you'll just freak yourself out if you overthink it. So yeah, we had a little while to wait. It wasn't crazy, I think it was like 20 minutes or something. We were just waiting for singing to finish up. And so in this time you can have snacks. I always recommend you bring snacks. Yeah, we went into singing. So how singing worked was it was just one guy on the panel and then of course your accompanist. Sorry, I don't think I can say that word. And so you have this is the room, right? Judge here, and then we were all sat on the side, just in line, and then the piano in the other corner of the room. And then you obviously perform in the middle of the room. So when we got there, it was like, oh, what's he gonna ask for? 1 song, 2 songs? And our auditioner asked to hear both songs. So now, in terms of what you have to prepare, they ask for 2 songs, must demonstrate 2 contrasting vocal approaches. So there's a lyrical approach, which is associated with the term legit in musical theatre singing, and a contemporary one. Yes, 1 song must be from a musical and 1 from either a musical or a genre of your own choice. You must perform it in the key in which the music is written, so obviously you come with sheet music. So I did Goodnight My Someone from Music Man, Dying It's About from Bonnie and Clyde. I was also going to say some advice is just know the plays and the musicals from which your monologues and songs are from as much as you can. I wasn't questioned at all, but sometimes they do that. They just ask like, why did you choose this song or monologue? Do you relate to the character? What do you think of blah blah? So if you don't know anything, you look really bad. I had to restart. My camera was like, you've been talking for too long. We had to cut your video. Okay, so yeah, singing audition. We just went in the order of how we were sitting. So basically you go up, give your accompanist sheet music, and you can quickly talk him through like the tempo you want. You can sing him a tiny bit. It's really good. Most auditions allow you to do that. Just because imagine being in that situation where an accompanist is going way too fast or way too slow and you're just not used to it. But this guy was great. Honestly, I don't know how they do it, how they sight read so much music, but it's a skill and I'm impressed. Then when singing was done, we got a really long break because we were basically just waiting until the dances were finished and then we were going to go into dance and they were going to go do singing and acting. So now's your time to have lunch, get to know people, you always meet cool people, and time for dance. I think this was definitely the hardest dance audition I went on. It was also like 2 hours long, which is too long for me. I'm just going to quickly say what they ask you to wear because it's specific. So black unitard or bike-tard, and then black soft leather split jazz ballet shoes or black canvas split sole ballet shoes, elastic sewn on, black socks option. So you can go barefoot if you want. Again, I just wore black leotard, little shorts, black shorts, and then footless tights. We started with a warm-up. This was probably the best warm-up of all my auditions. It was just really thorough, but in a good way. It wasn't too hard. There was a guy doing that. He basically did all the warm-ups for us and like the corner work and the exercises, and then the lady who was like on the panel watching us, she then taught us choreography and he went to sit and watch us. So yeah, they switched. It felt like a dance class. Honestly, my experience was really fun. It's just the choreography was really hard, but I'll get into that. My experience for the dance audition was better than I thought it would be. And especially because when you're in the room, you're with other people who are not dancers and it makes you feel okay. So we also did corner work. We did like leaps across the room. Scary thing is we had to do it one by one, so that was nice. And we would just line up in number order, do it from one corner and then the next corner. And we also did pirouettes in like groups of 2. Then we got into the choreography. It was a jazz number. I cannot remember the song, I'm sorry. But it was really fast and really hard. But fun nonetheless. You just have the mindset of this is a class, it's okay. The good thing is they went through each step so slowly and in tons of detail. Yeah, we all just learned it as one big group. We performed it in groups of 3. That's, I think, all I have to say about dance. And then that was the end of the first stage of the audition. Ooh. A scary thing about masters is, because I don't think the BA do this, they have a recall a different day, whereas the masters, you have that recall that same afternoon. You all go upstairs, have lunch, and I think that was like half an hour while all the judges get together and discuss. And then they got us all into a room. All the people who did the dance audition didn't know, no one told us. But yeah, he was there to answer questions and everything. And then someone from the panel came through and thanked everyone for coming. And then the worst bit. Obviously explains like, we're sorry, we can't take everyone. So the people who are coming back for a recall this afternoon, and then she read about like 8 numbers out of 30 people, which was brutal. And it's just like in number order, so when your number passes and it wasn't said, it's like, you know, you didn't get it. So yeah, I was not successful, but to be fair, when I saw like the standards of everyone else, I honestly was not too disappointed. It was a learning experience for sure, and I had a really good time. I obviously, unfortunately, can't talk about what happens in the recall. I think it's like a singing and acting workshop, and they'll ask to hear like everything you've prepared. So that was it. That was my audition experience at Mountview. I'm gonna say wonderful school. I think if you are lucky enough to train there, I'm so jealous. Such cool school. Seems like they have such cool teachers as well. I really hope that this video has helped you in any way. If I have helped one person, I'm happy. And as always, if you have any questions, just pop them in the comments below. That is episode 2 over and out. Next is going to be my final one, which is my master's audition for Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama. That was called. The one in Cardiff. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe because I really want to do more for my YouTube channel, and it would really mean a lot to me. Bye!